innovated and made something that I've never seen before or heard of. Once again, shout out to Stan Banks when he brought light to it. I'm like, what? The Fraqtals Innovation Systems. Can you talk about that?
Man, yeah, and I want to, I got to give a shout out to Stan, man, because I appreciate him. Man, he's real brother. Like, he's seen it out there, and he was like, "Hey, man, I got to check this out, man. I'm gonna be coming through that area, man. I'm a detour my flight to come down and check you out." He ain't know me from nothing, like just a couple talks on through the gram. And he's like, "Man, I'm gonna pull up on you. We're gonna shoot some video, hang out." I'm like, bet. He came through, man, and we just, hit it off, man. Just a real brother. So he really opened up the door, and that's what I was hoping for. When you creating something, you're not knowing how people are gonna receive it.
Right.
Especially when you put this much. I put 8 years about into it. Like, that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
A lot of energy, a lot of thought into this project. So, and I'm like, each year I'm like, man, I want to release it this year. I'm like, I need to figure out this part. I need to figure this out. I know people are I need to make it look better. All of these different things before. And this year I was like, man, I caught COVID 2020. At the end of 2020, I caught COVID, and that shit knocked me down for a minute. Yeah. And so I'm laying on the bed, man, and you looking at news, shit. 10,000 people died today.
Yeah.
30 people died. Man, I'm like, bro, I could die. I was feeling like, body aching, man. I'm like, okay. I got on my web. I'm building this website. I've been saying this for I'm building all this shit. Like, man, I need to finish it. This is the year I'm gonna finish this project. I'm gonna get it out. I'm gonna let people get their hands on it. Let them check it out. If they love it, they love it. If they don't, they don't. Like, I've been working hella hard, sacrificed a lot to get it. So, like, it feels good that Stan came by, check it out, put some light on it, let people see it, and just seeing the reaction from y'all makes me feel good. Like,
visit Vinyl Supply Unlimited today. VinylSupplyUnlimited.com has so much to offer. First of all, Jason's a Caesar authorized dealer. That means he carries all the flavors, all the patterns, all the puffs that you need for your vinyl needs. Not only does he carry vinyl, he also carries adhesive decal vinyl and additional supplies for your everyday crafting needs. Are you in need of some glitter? Well, he got that. You don't have to look no further. Are you in need of classes? Maybe some training over some of the products that you use? Look no further. This man also carries his own line of glitter, the ultrafine, the chunky iridescent. Squad Creatives 10 at the checkout. He also carries alcohol inks, a plethora of flavors, over 50 I do believe, to where you can mix and match and make it your own, very custom. Then if you're in need of molds, this man also carries molds, the gingerbread mold, cross molds, whatever it is that you need for your crafting needs. Visit Vinyl Supply Unlimited today. Use the code SquadCreatives10 at the checkout for 10% off of your entire purchase. That's VinylSupplyUnlimited.com.
Fraqtals is an innovative screen printing machine that is modular. So these are a lot of different steps for me to get here. So I'm happy to be able to even say it like this, because it didn't start off like this. But this is an innovative, I can't even say screen printing machine. It's a apparel printing machine because it incorporates heat press in it as well. So it's a modular machine that allows an artist or the operator to grow with it. You can start off with a single fractal, which is a 1 or a 2 station, and you can grow into these different pods, whether it be a 3 that'll give you 6 stations, or a 5 pod that'll give you 10 stations, or you can go bigger. You can just line these up and you'll never have to re-register your projects again. You can speed up the heat press process, which, I do a lot of heat pressing through uniforms and stuff like that. And that's always tedious and slow. I hate that process. Mm-hmm. But I sped up this way where I could, lay them out 6, 10 at a time. And with another person, we just run through projects, heat press. And so, putting all of these innovations in the one machine. I'm like, I want to create the first ever screen print / heat press machine.
So,
and that's, that's what it is.
And this is something that you use in your business on a daily, right?
Daily. I've been using it for the last 8 years. I've made the first one out of wood. I had a big project. Check it out. This is how I even wanted to come up with the machine in the first place. It's like, man, I had that, like I said, I bought that one single station. Did I even say that? I bought a single station from the guy that I used to do t-shirts from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Single station, 4-color. I lost out on this big job. It was the Tucson Mariachi Festival. It would have been my biggest job to date. It was 500 shirts, right? And I just started off. I'm like, dog, 500. I'm doing the math. I'm like, this is money. You know what I mean? I come from a hustling background. To me, this is the fastest thing to flipping. This is I'm flipping these shirts. Like, to me, this is fast work. I can put in 5-6 hours. I can make a couple racks, right? So I missed this job because they wanted a 4-color and it was on dark shirt. So, I needed that white on the base. And I didn't really know much about the business. So I'm like, man, all right, I don't want to ever miss this money again, for one. So how do I make this machine that I don't have to re-register? Registration was horrible too. So I had my own brand and I had 3-4 colors on some stuff. And then a client would come in and want to do a job. I had to unregister my stuff. It was just a headache.
Yeah.
So, right, fast forward. And so I made this first machine out of wood. I'm like, man, I was looking at a lot of those videos overseas and I see them brothers doing it. I'm like, man, that seemed like it's so much faster. Like, they got hella stations lined up, man. I'm like, and I was like, I don't know how they doing that registration, right? I don't know how they doing that. So I figured out my own way of doing it. I'm like, okay, I figured out a way to register these things on each screen lands on the same spot every time.
Mm-hmm.
I did that. I used it for about at least a year or two. And I was just printing hella shirts. People come to my shop and be like, man, that's a crazy machine. I ain't never seen that. And I had my partner with me. We was just knocking out shirts. I'm like, man, this is dope. And so each year I would start off like, okay, let me try to do something new with it. Then I had the flash drive. I was moving that flash driver all the way around. You know what I mean? I moved that around the stations and then the cord to get tangled up. And you know what I mean? And it took me a year or so. Yeah, you know how it is. It took me a year or so to figure out, okay, I went into how to design this rail or how can I get a flash on top of this thing. And all them videos that I watched overseas, none of them had no flash in it. Like there was a dude with a little heater running behind him, right?
Yeah.
But most of the time I'm in the shop by myself. So I'm like, I ain't got nobody. That's too much time for me to print and then come back with the little. So I figured out that way of how to run that rail, that trolley system with the heater. That took a while. And like plus doing other work in the shop. That just it took time doing that. And then I figured out, okay, now the first one I made was 10 stations. So I'm like, okay, damn, this is you. But, and I have partners that come by. When you're making stuff, when you're making music, somebody come by, like, spend all day. You spend 2-3 days on the song, right? Somebody come by and be like, hey, man, it sounds dope. Why don't you just put this in it? Why don't you be like, don't you know I done spent all.
Yeah.
I'm like, you like, damn, they just got some little comments. You like, then I'll be like, yeah, you're right, though. It would be tighter if it could do that. You're right. And then now I'm like, bro, don't you know I spent like the last month all day, every day trying to figure this out. I'm like, okay. And then that'll take me back in production for a year of trying to figure out how do I separate these units and how do I make this unit make a bigger unit and put them together. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Fraqtals.
You got the blueprints to this when you was writing and making this and innovating this machine and the different processes. Do you have any of this, like, how do I say, documented, video?
I have some video. I didn't do a lot of it because I'm in like a lot of people like you should be videoing this. I'm like, yeah, but most time I'm sitting there working. Like my mind is going on how to do it. I would just sit there and I could stare at the machine for 6 hours straight and be like, I'm going through all these different ways of, okay, now if I do that, oh damn, I run into it, that won't work. And I sit there and think about it again and just stare at it for a couple hours and be like, until I get to a point where like, okay, that idea might work. And then that'll go into a month maybe of building and trying to make that idea work until
Wow.
you know what I mean? Until I run into something, be like, oh, that's dope. But then that stops me from doing this. And then that's, you know what I mean? Like, and so as I got these systems build up of, okay, I got the rail, I know I can pop this heater attachment on it. I got this. Every new idea I come to this now has to work within this system. And so you say, what is a fractal? A fractal is, it's a geometrical shape of nature that basically the smallest part looks the same as the biggest part. You zoom in, you zoom out. You know what I mean? Pretty much like they say that you look at a galaxy and the stars, solar system, you zoom into your atoms, you zoom into your molecules, it looks like that. There's certain things that just circulate around each other through the protons, the neutrons. Like we are a fractal. You know what I'm saying? Our kids are fractals. They just smaller versions of us.
I want to ask. So you said you don't have to re-register stuff. Can you kind of explain how that process works?
So I have there's a patent and registration system, universal registration system on my fractals that allows you to sit it on there and you can, move it to where you want it. You have your registration knobs, the hardware that comes with it. And once you lock it into place in your registration, you could be registering 5, 6 colors.
Wow.
Right? Once you lock that registration in there with each screen, you can save them. And so, and that allows you to free up your machine to, I have clients now that, they come in once a month and they like, man, I just need 10 shirts real quick. Cool. Like if they bring their own, I'll knock it out for you real quick. Cool. Give me them shirts. Boom. Bam. No matter how many colors you got, I got it registered already. And I just pull them out, hit them for them. Boom. There you go. Like it just saved that time. I've always been a person that wants to save time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't like doing the same thing over and over and over. If I do that enough time, I'm going to figure out a way to save this time. How can we cut out this time?
Yep.
And so with that registration system, that saves the time. And a person like me, I'm an artist, so I have my own designs that allow me to, get all my designs ready and just save them. So when customers come in my shop now, I just got all blanks and blank hats, blank shirts. And they can just pick, hey man, give me that design right there on this color shirt. Bet, grab the color, grab the size you want. And I'll just sit there and print it for you real quick. There you go.
That's dope.
That is. That's super dope. Your line system, that's not your traditional circle. Why line?
Yeah. I wanted to go different because people, I had a lot of partners that come by the shop when I'm working. And they be like, man, what it's boring over, what can I do? Like you can't really help. Like I had the little circular thing. I'm like, there's not really much you could do. But with my line system, there is. Like, okay, boom, at least you can move that heater, slide that rail. And when that's done, I tell you, when I come through, just pull those shirts off and throw it in that dryer, Or in my other part, that actually knows how to print, I'm like, man, on that side of the table, print this design. This is for a different client. I'm going to be printing something on this side of the table. You know what I'm saying? So the line press allows you to have multiple operators using multiple projects at a time, unlimited colors. And a circular press doesn't allow you to do that. Most of those are one person stations, right? So, as you grow in your shop, you may start off with a 4-color, right? Or 4 stations, 6-color, however, whatever combination you got. But for you to actually grow in production, you have to buy another circular machine. But you can't use both of them at the same time. Right? It didn't make no sense to me. So you actually needed another person. So to me, I'm like, whether I got myself and I'm printing on my 10 station, or I got my son and my other partner that's printing on them, and we speed up that process, I can use the same machine whether I got 1 or 3 people.
You got 2 jobs. One got 50 shirts, one got 75 shirts. How long would something like that typically take you just with your system working by yourself?
Man, I'll run through 75 shirt, especially if it's a let's just say it's I don't have to flash. Let's just say it's a one color. We print dark on a light color shirt, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna call my son. He don't like working that much, so I be like, man, I need you for an hour. We're gonna run through these 75 shirts quick. As soon as he put them on, I'm hitting them. Bam. He running right behind me, pulling them off. He putting them right back on. Bam. So me as a printer, I'm never stopping. I'll just print, go to the next one, print. He put them off, throw in the dryer, load some more up. We'll run through 75 shirts in less than an hour.
Hell yeah.
Like,
All right.
you know what I'm saying? Or more, less than that. We can go through 100 shirts sometimes. We just printing like a black on a white shirt. And I got another. We got 3 people. It's really like that's a 45-minute job. We out of here with 100 shirts. And so, you know, to me, it's about the speed. And I just wanted to create the fastest manual screen print. I know they got autos out there, but if you spend 30, 40, 50, whatever they gonna cost you, you know, shit, more power to you if you got it like that.
Is Fraqtals available yet? And what are the costs?
Fraqtals is available. You can get Fraqtals at fraqtals.com. Fraqtals.com. That's with a Q, Fraqtals. And I range from, you know, you could come in a game with the one station, unlimited color. You could get that for anywhere $1,700. Or you can get the whole buddy. We got a designer package right now that's got the buddy station on it that holds screens with the heat press. I mean, with the flash unit, and come with the screens and some other things for like $2,200. So it ranges from that all the way up to, if you want the Q5, which is a 10 station that gives you 5 pods. So basically, you know, that forms like Voltron. You could take that Q5 and break that apart. Let's say y'all going, man, you want to go home and print some stuff. He want to go somewhere and print. He got a market to go to. Boom. We could just disseminate, you know, man, break apart, go do our thing, bring it back into the system in the shop, put it all back together and print big jobs. So that one runs about, I want to say 8,100.
And they're affordable too. You just said you take it apart and 4 different people could go do 4 different jobs in 4 different places and then bring it all back together.
Bam.
That's super fire.
So, you know, I made it for people like, man, it's the hustle mentality, man. Like you grab one, you get 3 partners together, man. Let's each grab one. And then, you know, we got the frame, and then we all do our own thing. We might have 3 different brands or whatever. And then, man, whoever got a big job, let's just come together and, you know, when we need to, print the big jobs.
Yeah.
Bring it a 6 station and just do our thing and then break it apart. Yeah.
How have you got it to the people?
I just released it in February. So what are we in March? It's just been
it's a baby.
It's a baby. Like it's just hit the scene. So like I said, my man Stan T-shirt Side Hustle put it out there real quick.
Yeah.
You know, and that was, I mean, that was the host that, man, I ain't really been in the screen printing community like that because I've been head down grinding, getting this machine out and running my shop and stuff. So I ain't really been out there. You know, I'm an artist. I did a lot of that. I may play some music here, paint here. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm like, okay, right now, for this next few years, I'm just going to focus my attention in the T-shirt business and implementing this machine because I know it's going to help people. I know it's going to speed up their process. You know, my vision that was given to me about what Fraqtals could do is really change how entrepreneurs and artists like move. And this is really, you know, screen printing, the machine and the rotary system, it's a 100-year-old system.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like trying to use the dial and rotary phone nowadays, like, or a beeper nowadays. You feel what I'm saying? Like, nah, there needed to be a machine that moves with the new generation, man. There's artists, there's pop-up shops, there's markets going on every week. Everybody's got a brand. I sell myself out. I print for a lot of brands. When they come in the shop, you know, they come once or twice. Once I see them moving units, I'm like, bro, I'm taking most of your product. I mean, most of your profit.
Right.
Let me put that profit back in your hands. Buy that machine, right? Buy that little one right there. Print your own stuff. You'll make it back quick. Now you can go to your market print on site, do all of that other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to empower other artists to do their thing. So, you know, this is like the iPhone of screen print machines.
Hell
Like, this is
Uh,
the new thing. Get away from the little rotary, the little core phone. You know what I mean? Like,
say
to me,
that,
that's an old way.
say that then, bro. Yeah.
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 So
iPhone.
you manufacturing them yourself, right?
I'm doing that all hand right now. You know what I mean? So I got a nice little production system going that I can knock them out pretty quick. So you know, I got a goal in my mind of how many I want to push out before I can step out, and I got a couple of manufacturers in mind that'll be able to, you know, keep up with the demand. But just personal goals. I'm like, man, you know, this is my baby. I know through this process, I'm just gonna keep being able to refine it, get it just exactly how I want it. You know, get new idea and just stay on the cutting edge of it with attachments, with, you know, new sleeve press, with the hat presses, you know, different things as I'm creating and still doing them. The ideas come to me because I know once I stop manufacturing them, you know, then it's, you know, I kind of move on to something else. But I just want to just get all of the ideas out of my head before I move and give somebody else the manufacturing of it.
I heard that.
I have a super obsession with vinyl, bro. That's what I do.
Right.
And now you mean to tell me, because you got a heat press part right there on there, right?
Yo.
I can move around, just knock out all of these. Like, people be saying I'm crazy because sometimes I'll take on an order of 150 to 200 shirts. Vinyl. I'm like,
Right.
weeding. It's the weeding. I can't do the weeding. Man, I turn that music up loud. You know what I'm saying? And I get the weeding. But just to somebody like me to know that I could press that many shirts with the heat press that's moving and grooving while I'm moving and grooving is just, that's super dope.
That's the thing, man. That's what I hated too. and I realize now that a lot of people use like that heat press machine. I didn't think people like in a shop setting used it that much, because to me, screen printing is way faster. And to me, I make more money. My profit is higher.
Mm-hmm.
You know, ink is pennies on the dollar. You know what I'm saying? I luckily I came in the game and I figured out that formula of burning screens. You know, that took me a while to get my formula tight where I still use a lot of on my exposure unit. Is something I seen this video 10 years ago about, you know, the little PVC pipe joint and how you burn it. You know, I still use that same system, like burning these screens, but I figured that out and I understood that whole process of how to do that. And so to me, I'll jump in there real quick, design something, print it out, go burn that screen, and I'll be same day printing these 100 shirts, like bam. So to me, that's so much faster. But now I'm realizing, like, man, a lot of brothers out there, that's a process they don't like or they don't know. And it's easier to go buy that heat press machine and that vinyl and do it. And so I've been working on, actually, I just did another iteration to that attachment. I just finished it today. We just hit like these soccer uniforms for it. So I understand how important that attachment is to more people than actually screen printers. So the idea that they can be like, damn, man, I could speed up that heat press process.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a game changer.
absolutely.
Screen printing been around hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Yeah.
Process. How do you feel inventing something new that has been around for that long? Like as a person.
It feels natural to evolve that way.
Huh.
Yeah.
You know, that's a natural feeling. But understanding people and how people hate to change their process, and how a lot of people you know, get comfortable in the patterns that they do, that's what gave me fear. That, you know, and that's just eternal. You know, when everybody fights their own internal battles with whatever it is, you know. whatever design, whatever song you write, whatever, you know, idea, rather you go getting dressed up to go somewhere, does this really go? I'm pressing the line, we're trying to put these colors together, whatever it may be. You got these internal battles that you're going with. So that was my thing of, man, how are people going to react to it? And to me, it's a blessing to see that, man, people are actually open to a new way, a new idea. And yes, it's a 100-year-old system. Yes, there's big companies out there that are investing millions, if not billions of dollars into this old way of creating and manufacturing these screen print machines. How am I disrupting this industry? Like it to me, that feels natural, and that feels like the best way to go at it. And you know, I'm blessed to see that people receiving that and they're like, man, this is dope.
Do you have any plans of like licensing out the technology?
Yeah, I don't want to just hoard it. I do have a patent on it,
Mm-hmm.
on the systems, a mechanical patent and a design patent on it. So I
Bro,
do like. I'm
that's
sorry.
I'm sorry I cut you off because I was got excited. I mean, as a black man, as a brother, man, this
That's
is
a
big shit right here. You did this is a big deal. I mean, as a whole, it's a big deal. But as a black man, it makes it even bigger.
Yeah, man.
You know?
And I realized why. So what I have a patent pending on it is a non-provisional patent. It protects me for at least 12 months on it. So I just updated that in January. So check this out. This is the main thing, and this is what our next campaign is. I realized why a lot of inventions and ideas that Black people don't own those, because the cost of your provisional patent
Mm-hmm.
is hella expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so we go into coming up in like November, we are going to get our provisional patent for all of those things. And
Hell
so
yeah.
right now, all my ideas and the machine you see right now is protected. And so it is a big thing. You know, that's our biggest campaign, is to complete this patent and ideas so that we can license it, and you know, get other bigger manufacturers and other bigger screen print machines on board with it.
How big do you think it could actually grow with the way you've designed it, as far as station wise?
Oh man, it's unlimited. Like pretty much, what we're doing here, we're launching it. I want to say towards the end of August. Fraqtals Apparel Academy, and we're going to be the first apparel academy that's going to give you a certified, you know, apparel certificate, whether it be through embroidery, screen printing, heat press, the whole cut and sew,
Hell
um,
yeah.
all of those different forms of creating and customizing apparel. So really, it can start with one, and we're going to line up this building with along the edges. And this the beautiful thing, it doesn't take up space. It has the smallest footprint on the market.
Yeah.
So I can line up all of these walls right here, and I probably put about at least 20 on this wall, probably 40 on that wall. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And we can line up this whole, just the exterior, line up the walls with 100 of them, and that's major production. We have 100
Yeah.
stations. Like you have 6, 7 people doing a couple different designs and projects on
right.
those at one time, right?
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? So there is no limit to it. That's the beautiful thing about it. It's unlimited. This is a free registration, um, pretty much as you can grow.
Hmm.
Yeah, like much as you can grow, and you have pretty much the manpower.
Yeah.
Get it in. This one right here, just to give you a look at it. This one right here is the 6 station unlimited color right now. Okay, I got the flash head on top of this one. This one
Mhm.
got the head, right? Um, this one right here is, I don't want to misquote. I want to say 41 inches. cross by 60.
Wow.
That's crazy.
41 by 60, and that's a 6-station unlimited color.
And that's the flash head you said right there.
This is the flash head.
So where would the heat press go?
It goes on that same spot. The heat press head, this pops off. So let me show you.
Interchangeable.
Yeah, so
Yeah, man, you did something with that, brother.
Yes, sir.
This is the heat press head. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah.
Right. So, yeah. So this slides on here, right? Swings around, goes to the other side.
So yeah.
And so really that pops off. Those are interchangeable. That heat press head and the flash head is interchangeable. And it's nothing. Just unscrew the little bolt, pop it out, pop the other one on there, and get busy.
That 6-station over there don't like it take up a lot of room either. It just
not at all.
Right there in that little spot.
That don't take up no room at all. Like
3.5 by 5 feet, you said?
Yeah, like so.
Crazy.
So look, I mean, you can see my head right here. That's the whole width of it. You know what I mean? I stretch. That's the whole width of the machine, and that ain't. I can stretch further, but that's just the width of it. I mean, the length of it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
And it's on big wheel too, so it can move easily.
Yeah, that's hands and it's on wheels. Yeah, you see that? Oh, I got my wheels locked on it, but it's on. You can move it around, so you see, like it's pretty much whatever you could do this with. If you got that much space,
yeah,
you can print. You could print, and I printed. This was one of my latest iterations I did because I was printing on the base, Davis Monthan Air Force Base. I got an opportunity to go out there in the Exchange Mall. I'm like, I'll be the only screen printer. There's like 60,000 people that live on base. There's a lot of units. I'll be the only one out there. So I got a chance to core that market for like 3 years. And yeah. So and that taught me a lot. I worked so much. I just sped up I learned how to do a lot of heat press. I wasn't doing heat press before that. I wasn't doing vinyl before that. I was doing strictly screen printing. I wasn't doing embroidery before that. But I moved on base. I'm like, man, I bought an embroidery machine. Let me get this vinyl cutter. Let me learn how to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got my first touches of really heat pressing and doing all that. But I needed to make a small machine that I could fit within this little shop that I had. So I had the heat. I had my embroidery machine, this 6-station screen print machine. I had my vinyl, and I had display case, all of that. And I think it was like a 19 by 15 foot space.
Wow.
Yeah, I was knocking them out. So I'm like, man, if you got a garage, like a garage size space, or if you got just a room, you can at least put this 6-station in there. You put the Q3 in there and get busy.
Yeah. So we're gonna be seeing some fractal brand heat presses and all that, and the flash dryers in the future.
It's coming, man. I'm just doing what I could do, and just delivering y'all a great product. You know what I mean? Something that's gonna speed up y'all process. And save you time.
How big was that heat press that was on the one you just showed us?
That was a 15 by 15.
And so can you actually put a bigger press on there, or would that be the max? I'm
looking at a 16 by 20, and we're gonna see how that works. But for right now, we're running a 15 by 15. And you know how I got it set up. If you got a 16 by 20, you could try, depending how good you are with it. It took a lot for me to to design, just getting a regular flash, just buying just the heat press unit, buying just a computer unit, and having to make all the attachments, having to make all of the functionality, the mechanics of it to make it work. But I'm gonna come out with all those things.
10 years ago, I'm pretty sure you ain't envision where you was gonna be at now, or maybe you did. You had some type of premonition.
Man, crazy. I did, and I'm not there. And that's I get those glimpses every couple months
Okay.
of, you know, where it's gonna be at. When I first made it, when I first designed it, yes, I did see it, and that's what makes me keep pushing to get to that vision. I'm an artist, so just like when I start painting, it's a blank canvas, but I see what it could be, and I paint till I get that idea out. And so this is just another canvas. I'm painting until I get this fractals where I see it in colleges, where I see it in maker spaces, where I see it in public libraries, where I see it in places. I designed it in a way where now you can actually use it in a school setting because it's free registration. A person can work on a project, save it, put it away. The next class can come in, bring their project out, continue printing, not have to re-register. You know what I mean? I've seen all of these things, and I've seen places where it can fit. I've seen where an artist can go into a market and be able to bring all of their designs with them and not have to have leftover inventory. People hate that. When you pre-print and now you left with hella smalls and shit, like, you know what I mean? I had that vision where just bring blanks, bring all your designs, let people pick what they want, print right there on site, never waste no money. Like, yeah, I seen these things. And so the most frustrating and the hardest part now that gives me the most anxiety about it is pushing it out, how to push it out, how to shoot these videos, how to introduce it to people, you know, how to make contacts with people like yourself that have these podcasts and have an audience where they can see it, you know, because I'm trying to create this idea that's going to help them out. This is something for you. And how do I let people know this is going to help you out? This is what you need because I am you. I was there. I had that one station. I know you're going to grow. You're going to outgrow that. People hit me, man, I'm about to buy this thing. I'm like, bro, don't waste your money. Because trust me, in a year or two, you're going to outgrow it. And then you're going to be mad because you got to either sell it and then you're going to get half your money for it and try to buy something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, trust me, buy this thing that you can incorporate you and your homies and you can speed up your process. And then your homie could buy one, he could buy one, and then y'all bring them together and do big business. And then you can break apart and go to different, like, yes, how do I tell people this is what you need?
I even asked her, even said that because a lot of times, and I tell my brother over here all the time, man, my brain goes like a rabbit, a ferris, or whatever them animals is, that wheel. It just keep going and going and going and going.
Yeah.
I see it. I can see it. I can almost touch it, but it's so hard to explain to people. I'm glad you explained it in the way that you did explain that.
Man, thank you. And that's you know that is the frustrating part at this point. Most of the frustration is gone. I mean, I done spent the hours of learning how to weld. I've always known how to build. Like, I've always been good with that.
Hold on, right quick for you. So you learned how to weld to build this machine.
I had to
make this, man. I feel it, brother.
I had to,
real, for real.
It ain't fuck the middleman.
Yeah. You know how much, and that's really much my concept, and that's always been in, like, if I could do it, or if you overcharge me, then that means there's money to be made in that spot. So let me figure out how to do that. But I went to a welder with my idea, and he wanted to charge me like $2,000 just to make the bench, the table part. I'm like, bro, I going this route, and these are just ideas. Every time I get an idea, I got to come to you for you to weld it and see if this idea works. If I showed you my workshop, and it's funny you say that, man, I want to invite y'all out. We're having a open house, June 11th. And in this open house, it's like an introduction. I'm introducing people to fractals, and it's going to be like a museum, and you're going to see the different iterations that I went through. If you've seen all of just on this heat press attachment in this last week, I've been through 3 different iterations of this arm. Wow. So for me to go through somebody else, to have them build something and then it don't work and then go back to them, I would have never been able to get here. It would cost too much. It would have been too slow. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn to weld. I had to sit there and be like, okay, you're gonna charge me $2,000, man. I could buy a weld machine for $400. and YouTube is free. So let me get on here and I'm gonna practice until I get it right. You feel what I'm saying? So, man, y'all got to come out to our open house, man, and really get a chance to see where it came from. You're going to see these old machines what I started with. You're going to see these old arm attachments. You're going to see all of these different things to be like, damn, man, he went through hella versions to get here.
What's the date again?
June 11th.
June 11th.
Yeah. And as we get a little closer, you're going to start seeing some publication for it, man. It's going to be everybody there from artists to shop owners to investors to media. They're all going to be there, you know what I mean? And just so they get to see like what it looks like. Like, yeah, like it didn't happen overnight. I'm sure people like, man, and some people that know that seen my machine from the beginning be like, damn, man, I remember when you was doing. I think somebody was in your comment. Matter of fact, was like, hey, I remember when you first had that machine in that shop.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
they like, damn, like, yeah, you remember what it used to look like. They're like, man, it look good now, and just all of those, that whole process, man, and just knowing everywhere, you know, every success, it didn't happen overnight, man, and there's gonna be a lot of push, a lot of sacrifice, you know, a lot of late nights, a lot of early mornings.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? To get to this spot right here, to be able to present something and something that's marketable, something that's of value to the market. Y'all live in the building, man, at the open house.
June 11th.
We're gonna need y'all live in the building. We're gonna give away a free fractal.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a giveaway there. You got to be live to get the giveaway. And so Stan is gonna be in the building. T-shirt side house are gonna be in the building. Man, hopefully y'all be in the building. We just gonna go, you know, have as many people that's in the industry, man, in the building, and you know, just like get behind this new wave of you know, this process, the new way of thinking, man. Things has changed, bro. We got social media, we got this internet, man. We, you know what I mean? We got electric cars. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Things has changed.
Let us know where we all can find you at. Fraqtals Innovations.
Fraqtals, man. Check me out. FRAQTALS. Man, you look us up on the gram, YouTube, man, fraqtals.com. Man, you trying to buy something, bro? You know what I'm saying? You want to look at some videos, man, check us out. I'm Swin. You look up Swin, the print guy, Swindo Woo Woo, Google Swindo, man. Saying we want to look at the movie, man. Go check out the system movie, all that, man. Just, you know, I ain't hard to find. Nobody hard to find these days.
Period.
You know, I appreciate y'all having me out, man. Like, it's been a good time, and I like just going through the stories, man, and the memories of how this came about, and you know, just hashing it out, man, with brothers that can understand the struggle, understand it didn't happen overnight, but I'm happy that it's here now. And you know, anytime y'all need me, anytime you know you want to get on live, I'm down. Holla at me.
Period, for sure, for sure. All right, brother, we're gonna let you go, man. Appreciate it.
EC Paris, and we just interviewed Swin the print guy.
Fraqtals.
Print God. Holla at us. Woo-woo.